Hey guys, Bushcraft 412 here. I want to talk and do a quick video about a little bit of a scam I've run into 3 times now, and I wanted to pass along some information to you guys to help protect you guys. With the ammo scarcity and all the problems we're having finding ammo, there's a lot of price gouging going on out there, and as bad as that price gouging is, there's also people being vastly dishonest trying to make an extra buck off you. I came across this. I went to a local gun shop, and he had probably about 20 or 30 boxes of 7.62 by 3.9, this Tulammo, and he had them marked as steel core rounds, and he wanted $14 a box. Now, of course, my interest is piqued, and I kind of said, well, I never knew Tulammo made steel core ammo. I know they made ammo with a mild steel core that was pretty much the same hardness as lead, so it didn't really, have any extra effect as for penetration. And I got this big spiel about, nope, they do make, steel core ammo, but it sometimes gets mixed in with the regular stuff because they have poor quality control, and sometimes you'll get a crate of it, and blah, 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 blah. And so, after talking to the guy for a while, I kind of sat there and I'm like, I'm not buying this. Tulammo, is not making steel core penetrating rounds, and they're not getting mixed in with the regular commercial ammo. And even if they were, there would be, people would know it. It would be commonly known information. And he's like, well, I'll prove it. And he pulls out a magnet and sticks a magnet to the round, and the round sticks to it. And of course, I'm like, well, hey, dummy, it's a bimetal jacket. Of course it's going to stick to it. Well, no, they don't stick like this. They only stick a little tiny bit, and a whole bunch of baloney trying to convince me it's a steel core ammo. And I said, I honestly think it may be steel core ammo, but it's probably just a mild steel core and is not going to help you with any penetration whatsoever. So all of a sudden the guy's price magically drops. Well, if you buy it in bulk, I'll give you a deal. So I did buy some bulk ammo from the guy. I ended up buying 200 rounds from him. Now, fast forward to the New York State gun show. We have it's like the Northeast gun show. It's the biggest gun show in the Northeast. Happens at the New York State Fairgrounds twice a year. And I saw a vendor there doing the same exact thing. They were selling Tulammo as steel core penetrating ammo. And I confronted the guy, and I said, because after this last experience with this shop owner, of course I went home and did research. And I was correct that in fact, they do not use a hardened steel in there. They use a mild steel, and it's really no more effective than a lead core. And now, however, as the internet, there's always myths and rumors about ammo. There are people out there who swear that you get the occasional hardened steel core bullet when you buy Tulammo because their QC is bad. It's essentially the same thing that shop owner said. But the odds of someone putting hardened steel and mixing hardened steel with mild steel is probably very slim, because the hardened steel would be considerably more expensive, and you'd think they would be more careful with the ammo and not mix it with the garbage stuff. And from everything I've read, Tulammo, they're not very consistent. That's why they're a cheap ammo. Sometimes they use lead, sometimes they use mild steel. They literally use whatever is cheapest at the time. The same goes with that bimetal jacket, that they often use different materials based on what's available and what is cheap to them. So of course at this gun show I confront this guy and say, hey, this is not the first time I've seen someone pulling this prank. And he wanted $20 a box. The going rate in the gun show was nothing but a bunch of price gougers, to be honest. The going rate for black Tulammo was $10 to $14 a box. And he wanted 20, claiming they were penetrators. So of course I called him on it and told him, you need to take your sign down and be honest. Right in front of other customers and everything. And of course he gave me that same malarkey that they have steel core and I can prove it with a magnet. And of course I come back with it's a bimetal jacket. Of course it's going to stick to a magnet. And so I told the guy, I'm like, well, if these are honestly steel penetrators, cut one of these bullets open, and if it's a hardened steel, I will buy every bullet you have. So out comes the pocket knife. Out comes the round. We pull the round out of the chamber and he cuts through it. And what is it? Nothing more than a lead core. It wasn't even mild steel. It was plain old lead. The guy was embarrassed. He took his sign down and went on. And of course, I ran into one more example of this, which was actually, unfortunately, a friend of mine who had kind of fallen victim to that. And he had been buying them from an internet source that was not a regular shop. I think it was more like through one of those like forums where people could sell things, and he purchased a bunch that were claiming to be steel core that really were not. So I did want to put it out there, guys, that there are a lot of people taking advantage of the ammo hysteria, claiming that the 7.62x39 ammo is steel core. And there is that little bit of truth in that they do use the mild steel, but there's no reputable accounts of anyone ever finding a hardened steel core inside of Tulammo. I've looked the internet over. I've never seen one verifiable picture of a bullet that's been dissected. Now all you get are internet myth and rumor, or someone says, oh, I got like 3 in a box one time. But the person didn't dissect them, they didn't take pictures, there's no physical evidence. So I wanted to put that out there. When you're out there doing your shopping, don't fall for that scam. It's just a way for these people to try and get a little bit more of your money. And if you see them, call them on it, confront them on it. And to be honest, I think that we can't import steel core rounds. I got to look up the rules and laws on hardened steel core ammunition, but I do not believe we can import them at this time. So if it were, I believe it will be a violation, because I know there was a lot of that in the 90s, the Chinese steel core penetrators, and they changed the law to keep those from coming into the country because they were coming in very cheap and people were buying them up like crazy. And I do believe federally we cannot import them. I think we can manufacture them, I think we can sell them, you can buy them, own them, but I believe we just cannot import them. So there's a little bit of information, guys. I just wanted to share with you, and hope this helps you out and keeps you a little more aware of the marketplace around you.